everyone. Pastor Noel Schoonmaker here at Second Baptist Church of Richmond with 5 minutes on Galatians. Let's begin with the original historical context. The Apostle Paul's letter to the Galatians came about because false teachers were exerting influence on churches in Galatia. They were telling the Christians there, who were mostly Gentile in background, that in order to be saved, they had to obey the Jewish law laid out in the first 5 books of the Old Testament, especially the requirements of circumcision and dietary restrictions. In short, they were saying Gentiles had to become Jewish in order to be Christian. Paul wrote the letter to the Galatians to say, no, you should not become circumcised or adhere to Old Testament food laws, because Christ alone saves us by his death on the cross. Paul's central claim is that through the faithfulness of Christ, God saves Gentiles as Gentiles apart from the law. His tone throughout the letter is agitated and adamant. This is the only Pauline letter in which he does not thank the congregation at the outset. Galatians is a fiery piece of rhetoric, revealing Paul's frustration with the Galatians for listening to a false gospel and his passionate commitment to the gospel of grace. While Galatians is replete with insight, from beginning to end, 3 key verses can help us grasp its basic message. First, Galatians 2:16 says, "We know that a person is justified not by the works of the law, but through faith in Jesus Christ." This verse teaches the doctrine known as justification by faith. To be justified means to be declared righteous in God's sight. Paul is saying that a person is not declared righteous in God's sight through obeying Old Testament laws, such as circumcision. Rather, a person is declared righteous in God's sight through faith in Christ alone. This conviction puts all people on level ground, whether Jewish or Gentile. Which brings us to the second verse. Galatians 3:28 says, "There is no longer Jew or Greek, there is no longer slave or free, there is no longer male and female, for all of you are one in Christ Jesus." Here, Paul demolishes 3 social hierarchies: Jews over Gentiles, free persons over slaves, and males over females. He insists that all are equal precisely because all are justified on the basis of faith in Christ and no other qualification. Paul also demolishes the divisions between Jews and Gentiles, slaves and free persons, and males and females, precisely because Christ died for all people to bring us together in unity. Belief in justification by faith therefore implies a disposition of equality, unity, and love toward all people. Which brings us to the third verse. Galatians 6:5 says, "For in Christ Jesus neither circumcision nor uncircumcision counts for anything. The only thing that counts is faith working through love." Here Paul clarifies that whether one is circumcised does not matter. What matters is whether one has faith in Christ that expresses itself through love. Love is the external expression of internal faith. In conclusion, Galatians teaches us that we are declared righteous in God's sight by faith in Christ alone. That persons of different races, classes, and genders are equal and unified through Christ. And that the faith which justifies us before God expresses itself in love for other people. That's Galatians in a nutshell.